leaders. It is so exciting to be a leader who leads the leaders in the Market Center, the ALC. Have you ever wondered why perhaps your ALC does not function at the level that you would like? No matter where they are on the scale, you always want them to function at a higher level. I believe there are 3 reasons why we sometimes don't have the level of functionality that we want. And I'd like for you to write down these 3 reasons. Number 1, we do not spend enough time on the front end in the selection process. We do not spend enough time on the front end in the selection process. Number 2, we do not have a rigorous criteria. And number 3, we sometimes fail to follow the purposeful process of the selection. So you're a team leader and you're sitting there in the audience and you're saying, Mo, do you mean to tell me that you expect me to take my time to interview the top 20% in the Market Center? Yes, that's what I expect. You mean every year? Yes, every year. Well, I don't have time. You know, there is no one in the company more busy than a team leader. And I realize that, and I understand that, and I care about that. But you see, the ALC is the secret sauce of this model. It is the secret component that makes us excel. It is the secret thing that makes us different from our competitors. And so you can't afford not to spend the time on the front end to make sure you're picking and choosing the right people. Now let me give you the definition of an ALC. An ALC in the Keller Williams Realty model is that small group that demonstrates the behaviors that we want to see in our Market Center. They are the people who demonstrate the behaviors that we want to see. So the question is, what behaviors do you want? Do you want people to smile in your Market Center? Let me hear it again. Do you want people to be helpful in your Market Center? Do you want people to give each other hugs? Do you want people to demonstrate making great decisions for the good of all? Do you want people to refer leads to you to build their level 1 downline? No, I really want to hear that one. And do you want them to be people who hit their production goal? And do you want them to track their expenses and their income with a P&L? And do you want someone who lead generates? And do you want someone who lives in the culture of our company? Do you want people who go to family reunion and mega camp? And understand clearly that these behaviors that you want lead to a rigorous criteria. Do you have a criteria? If I were to ask you, what is your criteria? What would be your response and your answer to me? Well, October 1 is just around the corner. And that's when the purposeful October 1. Be thinking about your end-of-year letter, the letter you send to all of your ALC members to thank them for their year of service. Because you see, the term of an ALC member is for 1 year. Now, you may choose them again for the next year, possibly the next year and the next year. But at the end of each year is a thank you letter for their service. Now it's time to get your top-down report, October 1, based on the previous 12 months. And this is where you mark off your top 20% and draw the line. And now you prepare your packets for the interview. And in your manual, in your ALC clinic manual, it tells you exactly what to put in those packets. And the appointments are scheduled. And you brush up on your opening script when you meet with them. And remember to use the word candidate. Say candidate. Say it again. I'm so thrilled you're a candidate to be on the ALC. And then you go into your interview questions, and all the questions and those that you want to add, they are in your ALC clinic manual. Brush up on those questions because they are the key. And then, if you get a red light and you know that you don't want this person to be one of your ALC members, then you prepare an action plan. You know, I'm excited that you want to be on the ALC, but I don't believe we're quite ready. Perhaps you could serve on a committee this year. Perhaps you could refer someone that we could recruit for your downline and make them earn the right. And then if this is a person where you have a green light, then reveal the benefits of being on the ALC and then sign the covenant agreement and move on. My challenge to you today is to follow the model. It's all in your manual. Is your manual on your desk? Is it handy? Where you can look at it and review it. And then once you have chosen, the ALC members, you focus your time on developing these people. Far too long, we've looked upon this group as a group of worker bees for the market center. Well, they should move the chairs, and they should help tidy up the place, and they should buy the computers, and they should do this, and they should do that, and I don't ever want to hear that again. They are the chosen ones. And you as the team leader cannot be all things to all people. There was the market center up here a while ago. They have 700 agents. I'm here to tell you, you can't be all things to 700 agents. Another market center with 200 agents. I'm here to tell you, as the team leader, you cannot be all things to 200 people. Forget it. But you can be all things to the chosen ones. Now, the chosen ones deal with 4 issues. One is growth. And when you describe growth, you could say 50 things about growth. But for your chosen one, growth is one thing. Have you ever heard of that term before? The one thing for your chosen one in growth is to build to 15 as soon as possible. So that profit share can be a blessing Well, they deal with productivity. So what is the one thing? You see, when you talk about productivity, you could say 150 things. But in productivity, to one of the chosen ones, it is one thing, and it's lead generation. I loved it when Chris Heller's, Jeremiah, when he was sharing how everybody comes in for the lead generation. I've been consulting ALCs now for 3 years, and I have been shocked at the lack of lead generation. Let me tell you, if everybody would lead generate, John Davis's numbers would be 3 times what they are now. Profitability. There are 2 things for profitability. The chosen ones are always interested in the profitability of the market center because this is where the profit share comes from. But the most important thing is that they learn to be a true business person and that they track their expenses and their income on a P&L. And don't rest until every single person on your ALC is on a P&L. And then culture. One thing. Build a market center where no one wants to leave. The longer I'm with Keller Williams, the more I see the brilliance of the ALC model. And when you have an ALC demonstrating the behaviors that you want to see in your market center, and you showcase those people at your team meetings, the magic happens. I beg you, I plead with you, follow the model. We can control what we want to be, Mark said this morning. And each of you lifted a light. That light is really the hand of destiny that has blessed this company beyond anything any of us ever dreamed of. And as that light continues to spread throughout the world, my prayer is that you will cherish the chosen ones. You will love the chosen ones. You will take them to the next level, and they will shout and sing your praises. And this is not a wish in my heart. This is a desire that's really an obsession. Cherish your chosen ones. And now, ladies and gentlemen,